All right, you guys, another YJR chapter, okay? Being a YJR man, all right, there's a lot of things that you have to embody. There's a lot of things that you have to really notice and really reflect within yourself. And the one topic or the one key thing that I really want to leave with you guys today is that your environment is key. Your environment is going to dictate your results. I want you to write that down in the comments. Your environment is going to dictate your results. It's going to determine everything. I got a story for you guys. So I just hopped off a call with a client of mine now, but he was someone who was seeking help from me. He had been following me for over 6 months, consuming all my content, looking at all these YouTube videos. And he was like, man, I got to hop on a call with this guy, right? So me and him set up a call. We spoke about his goals. The first thing that I asked this man was, hey, what's been the biggest struggle so far that you've been having that's been preventing you from losing this weight? And the first thing that he said was this: my environment. And that threw me off. That threw me off when I first heard it, because it's something that I have not heard for a very long time. So I was sitting back and I was writing down my notes. And then when he said my environment, I dropped my pen and I leaned in a little bit closer, like how I'm leaning in and talking to you right now. I leaned a lot closer in and I said, how so? And he began to describe what it's like living with people who don't take their fitness as seriously. He began describing how these people taunt him, right, whenever he doesn't want to eat their food because he's trying to better himself. He describes how he loses weight, and then when he loses weight, the people that are supposed to love and care for him tells him that he looks sick. The first thing that he told me that besides that really stuck out to me, he said being fat sucked. Being fat sucks. Because he saw firsthand how being fat literally destroyed a lot of the members in his family. He knows firsthand how it feels, because he's actually been overweight too, but also seen it from other people. When you bend down and can't tie your shoes because you're so overweight. He knows what it's like to walk up a flight of stairs and just feel like he's out of breath, having no stamina. This man went into depth on how him not loving himself impacted his relationship. Because since he doesn't love himself the way that he wants to, him and his wife gets in arguments about it, right? Because he's trying to get in shape and she's just forcing food down his mouth. She said like, oh yeah, well, you look fine, baby, you look fine. Never fall for that fucking trap. Never fall for that. Remember this: however you feel internally is how they feel. If you feel like you look fat, they think you're fat. If you don't think that you're confident, just know they know that you're not confident. However you feel on the inside, the other people feel it the same way, but you have to understand this psychological thing right here. A lot of the people that you guys are asking to give you unbiased criticism have it somewhat of an emotional attachment to you, or they just don't want to, they just don't want to confront you and start an argument. So they're going to avoid telling you the truth to avoid the uncomfortability of, hey, I don't like what you just said to me. And that's what he was noticing. So on this call, I started to really unpack or really see from a greater lens how your environment can really destroy and impact your life. It really can. If you're hanging, and you guys hear this shit all the time, if you hang around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th. If you hang around 5 fat people, you'll be the 6th. There's actual studies shown, right, that if you have a friend that has an obese friend, but you're not even cool with that person, you have a 10% chance of being obese just because your friend, right, is associating with that fat friend. And that makes so much sense, because you have to understand this. that friend, right? That's with the big friend or the fat friend. The fat friend is subconsciously doing fat shit, eating fat shit, not working out, bitching about their body, saying that they can't work out. So that friend, that's friend with the big friend that you don't even know, they're bringing on the same beliefs of that fat friend to you. They're like, oh, bro, you don't have to work out like that. Oh, yeah, bro, you don't have to, take your diet too seriously. You don't have to bring your scale to the restaurant. That's too much. They'll say shit like this. And then they'll also say this too when you lose weight. Oh man, you don't look really too healthy. You're losing too much weight. You look sick. They'll say shit like that. So your environment is so much more important than you guys really take credit for. You need to audit your circle, okay? So what you need to do is you need to do this, because I want to provide some type of value too in this. I just don't want to just be preaching at you guys. You need to do this. If you're not where you want to be financially, physically, spiritually, whatever the case may be, relationship-wise, I want you to audit the people that you hang around the most. Sometimes the people that you hang around the most aren't really your friends sometimes. But audit the people that you speak to on a regular day-to-day basis. Just write a list of the top 5 people that you hang around the most. And then what I want you to do after you do that is I want you to sit there, and then I want you to audit every single last one of them. And then for the next week, I just want you to pay more attention to them. What are their views about fitness if you're trying to get in shape? What are their views about business and money if you're trying to make more money? What are their views about God if you want to get closer to God, right? Do their beliefs align you and help you reach your goals that you have for yourself, or does it dim you down and make you and stop you from reaching your goals? Or are you in a situation with them where they just simply are just not conducive to helping you achieve your goals? Like, really sit down and internalize all this stuff. Is me hanging out with this person or talking to this person really benefiting me and going to really help me get in shape in the next 90 days? No. Are they going to help me really are they really going to help me, make more money? No, they can't even make money. Okay. Do they have at least a loving relationship with their partner that I would like to have with mine? Not really. They're arguing all the time and he's cheating. So there's no wonder to me why you're not getting the results that you want. Your environment, your circle is going to determine your success. It's going to determine your success. A lot of people will argue, no, you can hang around certain people and, you still be successful. Yes, you can. But you have to understand that your circle will eventually pull you back if they don't level up with you. Listen to what I just said. This is a very key concept of life that if you can just understand and grasp, you will be successful. I promise you. Your circle, even if you do get in shape while hanging out with these people, eventually your circle will pull you back to what you once were, because your friends are only your friends, or your family is only, they only interact with you and they only know you for who you are right now. So if you're out of shape and your friends are always eating, drinking, and all that kind of shit, if you lose weight and tell them, oh, well, I don't do that anymore because I want to lose weight, I want to be more healthy, they're not going to understand, because they are who you used to be. They are who you used to be. So they know you, right, for all these years as being a specific person. This overweight person who likes to turn up, party, just eat anything. Now you're this person that cares about yourself because you're bettering yourself. They're looking at you now, and they're either they're gonna just be thrown off by it and say that you've changed, and they're gonna play victim and basically just disinclude you out of things, because it shines the light that they just stayed at where they were at for so long, bro. While you leveled up over these last couple months, years, whatever the case may be, however long it took you to lose this weight, as you began to ascend and lose the weight and start crushing your goals, they stayed the exact same. And people don't like that, because people don't like to be exposed like that. Because this is a person that was in the same circle as them, that's leveling up their life, right? Like yourself, and they haven't done it. They haven't done it. It exposes all their excuses. It just makes them realize that they're the issue. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like self-accountability. But as a YJR man, you have to be able to hold yourself accountable. And you also have to be aware of the people around you. As a YJR man, okay, you need to be a man who looks at your inner circle and asks yourself, do these people benefit my life, and are they an asset or are they a liability? The only way that you grow in business is the only way that you accumulate wealth, right, is by purchasing more assets, right, and letting those assets compound over time, which are going to equal to a wealthy financial status. That's the only way that you reach it. That's the only way that you reach wealth. Wealth, not richness. Wealth. Wealth is occurred through investment in proper and strategic assets being placed. So if you want to be a more wealthy individual physically, apply the same principle. Ask yourself, are these people around me conducive to the outcome that I want? And if they aren't, you're not in direct alignment with your goal. So it's honestly a no-brainer to me why you haven't achieved it. Because the people around you don't support the goal. They might support you as a friend, but their actions, because people's actions are more important than their words. Their actions don't get you closer to your goals, or their actions keep you away from your goals, or make it where you take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. They make it where mediocrity and being inconsistent is like this regular thing. It's just like this normal thing. And as a YJR man, inconsistency is a fucking detriment. It's terrible. It's almost worse than death. As a YJR man, we want results. We want results. We want results. We want growth. We want to constantly get to the next level. The only way to do that is with the right environment. The right environment. So audit your circle. Who are the top 5 people that you talk to the most? And are they conducive to your outcome? And once you come across that most of them aren't, you don't have to cut them off, but you have to spend you have to spend a lot less time with them. A lot less time with them. There is no more of being around them every single day or every other day. Maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Because you have to protect yourself. You guys don't understand this about your human psychology, right? Or your brain. Humans copy the actions of other humans subconsciously. They copy the way that they think, they move. Why do you think that there's so many trends in fashion? Why do you think there's so many people doing the same TikTok workouts and the same TikTok videos and the same Instagram videos? Why do you think people wear pretty much the same clothes as everybody else? Because subconsciously, the people that you hang around, you start to slowly become like. Even if you don't want it, even if you say that you're this most disciplined person in the world, you'll never cheat on your girl, you're serious about your money. If you're hanging around low life people who like to blow all their money, who like to cheat on their girl consistently, hate fitness, you will slowly over time, you will slowly start to be like these people. Because negativity, right? The energy, the polarity of negativity is a lot higher than the negative polarity of positivity. It is. It absolutely is. The negativity polarity is a lot higher than the positive polarity. You have to think about it. Anytime, because there was a time when I was outside and I was driving my car and I was on the freeway coming home from the gym, and these fire trucks were following me, right? And I was like, okay, bet, let me pull to the side. And then they drive past and they go a little bit further than me. So eventually I start driving forward and I started noticing that this car had blew up basically. And it was fire and everything. And I saw how many people stopped their car to really look at the negative act right there. People are drawn to negativity. And negative emotion is so emotional, and negative energy is so contagious, right? It's so strong, right? And it's so manipulating, and it's so richening that it's easy to get caught in negativity because it's so powerful of an emotion. It's so powerful. When people are positive, they aren't as emotional about being positive as they are if they're negative. So you guys have to understand that, to tie everything back up, you need to have a community of people that are serious about, right, their fitness, serious about God, serious about building positive relationships with people, serious about marriage, serious about building businesses and helping other people. You need to be around individuals that don't look at money as like something that they can't get or something that's negative and bad people have money. You need to get around people, right, that are looking to change the world. Because once you hang around people that actually want to do better with their life and actually want more out of their life, that's when your life will get better. If you keep hanging around your loser ass friends, right, or loser ass family members consistently, you will be a loser. All right. So audit that circle, audit your circle, switch up your environment, and let's lock in. If you need a better environment, if you need a better, more conducive environment, that's what YJR is. My coaching program, YJR, is for men looking to level up and really walk into their purpose. YJR is about men who want to not only look good and feel good and don't just work out just for aesthetics, but they work out for purpose. They work out for discipline. They work out because they understand that fitness is the gateway to success. If that sounds like something that you want or something that you need, like how the guy that I just talked to you about earlier needed too, environment, the right environment, then all you have to do is just DM me YJR on Instagram and we can have a conversation about your goals. Or you can't really actually comment YJR below because I can't DM you guys here. But what you guys can do is you can just book a call with me in the video description link. And then we can have a conversation if you qualify. All right, because YJR is not for everybody. If you qualify, me and you will have a conversation. And then we'll talk more about how potentially you can join our prestigious community of all these guys looking to be the best version of themselves. All right, I'll catch you guys later for the next episode.